બધાનો ઓપિનિયન શું કહે છે ખબર છે કે this is the work of company secretary, not of chartered accountant.
So now we are going live. Uh, uh, Avinash, Daman sir is yet to come. And meantime, Drashti is there with us, my network partner. Avinash is also my network partner. And all the participants here. This is 46th episode of Chai Pe Charcha. And let me just start recording for the reference purpose, this meeting. So, good evening, one and all. Welcome to 46th episode of Chai Pe Charcha. So this just हाँ I know, I understand. Now we are going live. Avinash, Daman sir is yet to come, and meantime, Rashmi is there. Avinash, just give me a second. See, what I'm up to is that it's always a pleasure to come together for this another insightful edition of Chai Pe Charcha, a space where we simplify complexities, exchange ideas, and grow as a community of professionals. So today we are diving into a subject that has been on every practitioner mind, as Avinash rightly said, it is a company secretary domain or chartered accountant domain. So be it be. So like MCA V3, a portal that promised efficiency but brought along its own share of questions, maybe confusion and challenges. The intention of today's session was very simple. Like we thought of, I and Avinash just ऐसे बीच में बात हो रही थी कि let us make something to understand why V3 came into existence or what actually changed and how we as a professional can navigate these transition with clarity and confidence. So to have that clarity, who else can be a choice for me as my close friend Avinash? Because he is in the profession for ages, like almost 25 years plus years working experience. Avinash, am I right if I'm not
Yes, yes, 35 years.
35 years. So he's a senior in the profession and he's a proven in resolving complex issue like driving development since the inception of MCA filing. He was ensuring seamless compliance with MCA regulations, managing statutory filings, and also with precision. The very important, the area what I like with Avinash is he was instrumental in contribution in streamlining the process, addressing regularity of challenges, and maintaining corporate governance standards in alignment with evolving MCA frameworks. So now he has hands-on experience. उसके पास है पहले से, and he was always instrumental in ROC जो भी developments हुए. तो मुझे लगा कि इनके अलावा कोई और बेस्ट चॉइस आज के लिए तो नहीं हो सकते हैं. And he was always been a speaker at our WRC, ICAI. We know each other maybe 15-20 years. I can admit, like since Borelli Study Circle 2000 I joined. I think since then I know Avinash, right?
Right.
So he's also many book, part of so many committees and corporate. When the corporate word comes in my mind, or income tax filing, or a TDS, anything comes in our mind, Avinash becomes F1 for that. So Avinash, be it be, thank you for accepting the invitation, and let's dive into the clarity over a chai ka cup लेके चालू करते हैं. The first question comes in my mind: why did the MCA move from V2 to V3, and what gaps did V3 aim to fix? What are the major functional and compliance related improvements? Over to you, Avinash.
Now V3 and now another thing is coming is V4.
Oh God, अभी तो V3 हमने सीखा नहीं है बराबर से.
So V3 basically what the thing is thereby some issues relating to the basically the data was being mishandled, or some issues were there with the site, so they had to immediately take that data security was the big issue. So data security was the big that is why they had to shift to the V3. That was the one of the basic reason. And data handling was also one of the things. So V3 has come. That is the main reason for coming in. And see, the basic changes what has happened here in V2, that you had to download the files and then you had to fill up the forms and then you had to upload, do the pre-scrutiny, etc. So then once you download the form, then you do the pre-scrutiny, then you try to upload, then upload the forms. Then it used to show the error, the forms were getting corrupt and all. But that was the biggest thing. The biggest thing where the issue was happening was the file size handling, etc. was becoming a big issue. So now that all these things have been taken care of in V3, so now that all the issue has been taken care of in V3. So V3 has become much more easier.
Okay.
Provided you are able to handle it. So it is become more security enabled. So the security, what I say is the security is so tight that it doesn't allow you to log in on the website also.
क्या बात है? Hmm?
So the thing is that so if it is allows you to log in on the website, so you can do the work properly.
Okay,
So,
okay.
so the things is that you should, it is just like our institutes, what we say that when you log in into the website, you fill up the form, you fill up the data correctly. So, like it is just like our online filling of the form. So, wherever the error if it happens,
Hmm.
the error is identified immediately at the time of filling up the forms itself. So,
Hmm.
uploading happens immediately. So, that is the
Okay,
easiest way of filing.
okay, okay. So I think they have taken, it's always a learning curve. We evolve, But now the
Hmm.
question comes in my mind, can old V2 credentials still be used in V3?
See, basically, the thing is that you have to get your V2 credential transferred to V3. You cannot you can use the V2 credential, but that V2 credential has to be shifted to V3. You have to create a new V3 credentials, but you cannot directly create a new credentials cannot be created, but that has to be migrated. If you don't migrate that V3 credentials, all your V2 credentials data will go away.
Oh,
So now what this thing as the chartered accountant, suppose your membership number is there, which has been allotted by the institute, your email ID which has been allotted by the institute. So you have to create your user ID using your what your old data was there on the V2. So that data has to be shifted to V3. So if you that your V2 ID has to be migrated on the V3. So all your data, whenever the V2 portal becomes inactive, your data will be migrated to the V3. So you have to ensure that you don't create a new V3 ID because otherwise all your old data will go away from the V2 portal. Migration won't happen. So that has to be, the care has to be taken.
ओह दैट्स नाइस। समटाइम्स कोई अभी तक जिन्होंने नहीं माइग्रेट किया है, तो पुराना डेटा भी आप अगर V2 to V3 प्रॉपरली करोगे ट्रांसफर तो हो जाएगा। तो बैकएंड से वो मेरा पुराना डेटा भी मुझे मिलेगा जो जितने कंपनीज में मैं
हाँ,
ऑलरेडी
yes,
अपलोड फॉर्म कर चुकी हूँ। ओके, दैट्स व्हाट आई अंडरस्टूड। So now
yes.
you briefly explain what is the process for creating a new V3 user account.
So V3 user account, there is a profile which has been given on the V2. So the V2, there is a migration which has been given there. So in that you have to your V2 identity simultaneously both the ID will be working. V2 ID will also be working and V3 ID also will be working. So V2 ID will be your old user ID and password will be active, and V3 ID will be with your email ID.
Okay,
So suppose
so
what will happen, suppose if a person has created two, three email IDs are there. So
uh,
two, three IDs are there. So they people will be facing a problem in creating, shifting or migrating the data. So
okay,
they will have to write to the MCA that you have to deactivate all the old email IDs and you have the old active and they have to get all these IDs merged into one ID and then they will be able to migrate into V3. Otherwise, they will not be able to because to do it. So that all the forms will come into one ID, and then that all ID will be merged, migrated to one V3 ID.
so from your discussion, I am understanding that if I am having my membership number with institute and my ID which is registered with institute, that only will be used as my login ID at MCA
It's
portal.
a professional ID. It's a professional ID because what
A
happens that
professional ID.
yes, yes, yes.
But it is mandatory to use the same email address which is there with ICI portal.
Yes, mandatory. So same
Okay.
ID which is used for our membership number, whatever is registered with the institute, then only it will allow. Otherwise, no.
Okay. This is from V2 to V3 जो जा रहे हैं. Someone who has never created any login ID on the portal, वो directly V3 में अपना first time login कर सकते हैं, correct?
But that will be through this membership number only.
हाँ, बस. The mandatory requirement we have to understand is through membership number. So company secretary will have their membership number and their
Yes,
email
yes,
address registered with the CS
yes,
Professional Institute. Okay.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, let's bring us to the next question in the line. Okay, what are the immediate post incorporation steps for a newly formed company? You just advise us.
See, now what has happened earlier, what was happening is that you had to, once the company has been incorporated, then you had to apply for PAN number, then PF registration, then ESIC registration. Now, once you file the SPICE forms, all registrations they are be giving you along with the forms. So it comes to you. So all your work has been done. You don't have to do it on the basis of ease of business. They give you everything. So only the thing which is remaining now for you is to apply for the commencement of business. So you have to file the commence for make an application for commencement of business, and unless and until you apply for commencement of business, you cannot start the business. So that is the main thing, and people forget to file the application for commencement of business. And mandatory thing for that is you have to establish first is registered office. You have to file that your confirmation for registered office business, registered office. And for that, it is mandatory that a chartered accountant or any professional who is there, he has to certify whether that registered office is existing or not. He has to
Okay.
give the latitude, longitude, and the registered office place. And the person who has subscribed to the memorandum, that amount, whatever is been subscribed, stated over there, that has to be, that amount has to be contributed as a capital. Then only you can commence the business. Otherwise, you cannot commence the business. The time limit has been given that within 6 months that amount has to be subscribed as per the Companies Act. So if that amount is not subscribed within that time limit, the company becomes the defunct company. So
Okay.
that care has to be taken. So if you don't comply with that guidelines, the registrar has the powers to wind up the company in that time.
Okay.
So that care has to be taken, and then within 30 days, you have to conduct the meeting, and first auditor has to be appointed. The ADT one has to be filed, and that the auditor's appointment is only valid till the conclusion of the first annual general meeting. So
Okay.
these are the mandatory formalities which has to be done. Then, so if the shares have been contributed, then the share certificate has to be issued, etc. Then the registers which have to be maintained, that has to be maintained at the registered office of the company. That all compliances has to be done. Minutes book, etc. has to be kept on the
Taken
registered.
care. So Avinash, you mean to say that all companies have to issue physical certificate mandatory?
Physical certificate, basically the other small companies, it is mandatory to issue the physical certificates. Other than the small companies, they have to obtain the ISIN
Mm-hmm.
and ISIN, and they have to issue the shares in demat form. Otherwise, there is a huge penalties for non-issuing the shares in the demat form. So
Mm-hmm.
that compliance has to be done. And
Mm-hmm.
now the small companies definition also has been changed, and
Yeah,
also
that's I was coming that no, that
so
notification
that
has
also
become.
has to be, uh,
So
so that
if
has to be seen.
Abhi, now you have already spoken, so what changes if company becomes a small company after the latest MCA notification?
So now we have to see that since the small companies definition has been changed, so if the company is falling within that definition, so they have to issue the shares in the physical form. If they fall within that definition, otherwise if they fall out of the ambit within that, if they don't fall within that small company's definition or other within that, then they have to issue the form in demand form.
Okay, अभी now coming back to that, you have started अभी just मेरा company start हुआ, आपने बोला commencement of business certificate. तो even if spike के through आपका scene number आ गया, उसके बाद भी commencement of business certificate has to be
Yes, yes, it is mandatory. Without which you
asked for.
cannot.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
After that, what are the other statutory registered record document every company should maintain? That's
Like,
can you elaborate?
we see in old companies Act 1956, we had one black register was there.
Hmm.
People might be aware that was written manually, which was written. Now you can have that register. It is now that register has been changed. The format has been changed. That MBP1, MBP2, MBP2, MB33 forms there. This all the registered form is there, which can be downloaded and you can have it in a this soft copy also. You can keep it in a soft copy, but I have seen that it has been updated regularly. So
Okay.
that has to be kept. That has to be kept at a registered office. That is
Okay.
mandatory. So that you can keep it, but I have seen that it is available at any point of time. So that has to be updated whenever any share transfer is there. And each year, notice of interest has to be given by by the directors. That has to be kept on record. So these all are mandatory documents.
Acha, also you said that the moment the company has to appoint the first auditor, then in the first AGM, his term will be over. So,
Yes,
so you mean to say first auditor term is from the date of his appointment till the first AGM, right?
yes, yes,
And then entity one has to be filed by the company, right?
yes.
And then subsequent auditor appointed कितने time के लिए हो सकता है और क्या
Like
formalities करनी है वो भी
that will
जरा
that will be for a period of 5 years.
okay.
Mm.
For a proprietary concern and a partnership firm, both
Partnership,
same.
no. Partnership it is only for the companies.
Hmm.
Partnership firm, there is no auditor's appointment. This is because they are not covered by audit, they will be covered by.
No. But if a partnership firm is appointed as an auditor, that term will be 5 years. Whether
5 years.
proprietary or
Yes.
partnership,
Yeah, all,
5 years term.
yes.
And the rotation will apply to the proprietary firm after 5 years. Definitely new
There is a
auditor should come.
three terms are there, no? So up to 3 terms they can continue. After 3 terms they have to they retire, then again they cannot be appointed after.
For there will be gestation, मतलब cooling for
Then,
5 years.
but that also restriction because it is only for the limited companies, not for that. Because again there is other
Other
certain
than
classes of the company.
limited company,
Certain,
बाकी private limited में there is no
certain
restriction.
classes of the companies are there. That's been
Okay.
defined, not for all the companies. Where they
Okay.
have the paid up capital restrictions are there, the
Okay.
loans they have taken, then other companies they can continue. For them rotation does not apply.
Mm-hmm.
The rotation and limits does not apply for them.
Okay. So at the time of resignation, there are compliances which need to be followed. So everything need to be taken care by the companies and the
But
auditor
now
should be
the
informed.
now the rules have become very strict. So if you don't comply with or any rules, because day before yesterday, if you see that for non-maintaining of audit trail also there has been penalty for rupees 5 lakhs, which as a company has got that. So this now the government has become also very strict. So to
हाँ.
see that you comply with the rules.
Okay.
Now when this document goes for verification,
Hmm.
now, most of these documents you file on the V3 have taken on a STP basis. They just they directly approve it
हाँ, straight to portal. Hmm.
straight to portal. So they approve it on a STP basis and they will be verifying it subsequently after 4 or 5 years whenever there will be an audit which will be done. So if they
Okay.
approve it and then when they find it anything which has been which will be not in line with what they require it, then they may take it out of the system and then you will be liable to file the document again. And there will
Oh.
be huge penalties for non-compliances of this. So that has also to be seen. And
Mhm.
suppose if any documents which has been filed
Okay.
and if any certified document is there, then there are the chartered accountant or any professional, other professional who is there, then he'll be liable for any such penalties for that.
Mhm. So nobody is now spared. Okay, now you said कि small company have to have a physical shares. My second question comes from that only. कि is dematerialization of shares compulsory for all companies under the new rules immediately after incorporation? So one answer you said the small companies still have to have a physical shares, right?
Yeah.
They don't need to mandatorily
No.
dematerialize, right?
No, not required. And
Huh.
suppose after the new rule, suppose now this rules has been changed.
Hmm.
So after the changing of the rule the company becomes a small company.
Hmm.
Suppose now those companies who were not the small company
Hmm.
and before the rule, and now they become the small company after the introduction of the new rule. So
बराबर.
if they wish, they
Hmm.
can continue the share in the demat form. They
अच्छा,
can
the new
continue.
issue of shares can be in a physical form now, henceforth.
Not they want to. Suppose they want to discontinue the shares in the demat form, so they can surrender the ISIN
अच्छा,
and they can
okay,
issue the shares. They can reissue the shares in the physical form
okay.
and close the demat. That option is also available to them.
Okay,
Or they
okay.
can continue this in the demat form. Then depends
Okay.
on now the option is given to them.
Acha, the optional is given to them. But if a company dematerializes its shares,
Mm.
should it inform to MCA separately?
No, there is a half yearly return which has to be filed. Half yearly
Okay.
return it has to file every year, that is September and March. There is a PS6 form which has to be filed.
Okay.
That has to be informed every year. So if any changes which are there,
Hmm.
so that's half yearly statement has to be filed before 31st of October and 30th of April. The statement has to be submitted.
So even if there is no change, still that form has to be
Yes,
filled?
yes, that is mandatory form. Yes.
Oh, to all companies or
All
any
companies,
specific companies?
all companies where demat is mandatory,
Okay,
they are
okay.
required to file it.
So the past six form is mandatory for the company who is have dematerialization of shares.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So now let us throw some light on the directors. So is it a compulsory KYC to be done for all directors each year?
Yes, KYC is to be done for all directors every year.
So what are the consequences if I don't do?
If you don't do, then the deal will be deactivated. Then you
Come
will not,
again,
that
deal will be
person's
deactivated. Okay.
that deal becomes deactivated. Then you have to, whenever you want to activate the DIN, then you have to pay 5,000 fees at that
Oh,
time by filing form number DIR3. You have to
okay.
reactivate the DIN by filing this 5,000 fees is there.
Okay. So 5,000 is the penalty if I well, I miss the bus of by I think 30th June every year you have to, but this time they have
30th,
extended.
30th June, then again 30th June, 30th September, they have to see the date which they keep on extending it. So this year, I
But
think
generally each year
January is 30th of June or 30th of
June,
September.
that's far as I know. But this year I think there was so many changes were taking place, so they were
30th of September,
extended.
I think it is 30th of September, not 30th of
Was
September.
done. Huh? It was extended up to 30th September this year specifically. So now already you said consequences is 5,000 penalty. So let's be very careful. Certain things compliance के साथ हम चल रहे हैं. Now अगर मैंने 30 जून को मेरा अपलोड कर दिया डीन का KYC and after that upload if any changes happens in my KYC maybe my change of address happens. So how should that be updated on MCA?
There is the form of DIR6. Till last year it was not happening yet, but now they have introduced DIR6 forms. So that DIR6 form can be filed along with the supporting documents with a certificate from the certified by a professional, any professional, and that then details can be modified.
So, what about the foreign directors? I mean, how KYC of foreign directors to be handled?
Foreign direct also system is the same only.
Hmm.
Same, there is no change in that. But only the thing is that the problem in the foreign directors was there because email OTP and mobile OTP has to come, because when you fill up the form for KYC, you have to submit two OTPs. That is, one is the email OTP and another is the mobile OTP. The problem with this, because the mobile OTP goes to the foreign country and the foreign country's OTP, the timing difference which is there, the 12 hours or 14 hours or 16 hours, whatever the timing difference is, that the mobile OTP was not coming to
Hmm.
them. So for that purpose, now MC has given a video link which is there. So you have to contact the MCA office. The video link is available on the MCA portal. So if the video what this password doesn't go to this OTP doesn't go to them, then you have to contact the MC office and click on the video link. And based on that video link, they will connect to that person and their KYC will be done by them.
Okay, that's
So
good.
that has been started, and we have last time when we had met to them, we have told that we please
Hmm.
come to one OTP only. Don't put this two OTPs to them because this is creating a problem everywhere. So let us see now when they come to MCF new version, that's MCF4, whether they are changing it or not. Let us see now. Let us wait, wait and watch.
Cross the fingers. Now, who is authorized to file MCA forms and under whose login should filings be submitted? क्योंकि ये हमेशा confusion रहता है कि I can file companies forms in login to my personal or I have to have company's login ID and upload. So, is there any
Any
guidelines?
Anybody can file it. It is
Okay.
not mandatory only, but I would always recommend that see now slowly if you see, one thing is that now audit one proposal is that below 1 crore turnover now audit is going to be self-attestation is going to come in the next session. It is going to, so audit will be optional for them. So it is better that the directors file through their login ID rather than professionals filing, because the based on the risk which it is going, or it is our responsibility of the director only to file the forms.
Yeah, but
And
director, agreed. So director digital will be attached and use the company's login.
for
Company's
small
login, right?
companies, yes, company's login is not the director's login. Is there is no company's login.
अच्छा
Director's
कंपनीज
login.
लॉगिन ही नहीं है अभी, समझो कोई प्राइवेट लिमिटेड होगी
There is no company's
डायरेक्टर
login. There is
डायरेक्टर की ईमेल के थ्रू ही लॉगिन कर
director's login is there. Company's login is not there. So whenever
only
is the
this is what is the चर्चा क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए, लोगों को पता होना चाहिए कि कंपनी का डायरेक्टर ही कंपनी का फेस बन गया है अभी टेक्निकली एज फार एज एमसीए
yes,
पोर्टल इज कंसर्न. ओके.
somebody has raised the hand. I think. So there is one thing is that directors, if directors only file, directors only is authorized to file, supposed to file, and director is only supposed to pay the fees. So whenever these things happen, so whenever is a person, any professional is filing, I would always recommend to take the authority from the director to file the form, and should not file the form without any authority, or any engagement letter should be taken from them that he has been authorized to file the form, and necessary approval should be taken to file the form. So that is my recommendation to everybody, that you please take this when filing the form. And secondly, I would recommend that this whenever you are preparing the form, send this form to for verification and approval, and let them only sign digitally, and then only upload the form.
Correct. So now the in new format to PDF is downloaded. No? Once it is done, then attach the digital and then only
Yes,
that
yes,
signed PDF have to be uploaded. Okay.
yes, yes. Now it is, yeah. Because
In
now
this
you have to
case,
fill up the form online only, and then they don't download it, and then only it goes for signature.
then it is you have to attach the digital and then it is been done. So
Yes.
now how do annual filing requirements differ for private companies, OPC and other company types? That can you just briefly explain?
See, till last year, what were there were only two forms which were able to file, that is MGT7 and MGAOC4.
Correct.
Now this year, what is that you have to file several forms.
Oh,
See, now what is that? MGT7A is for small companies,
okay.
and in AOC4 form now it has been split up.
Okay.
So you have to MG AOC4 form consists of now three forms. That is, now you have to type director's report, then you have to type auditor's report. Everything has to be given. You have to type all the forms and you have to upload it, all the everything. So all forms you are preparing it, everything has to be typed on the form itself.
Okay. But copy paste is allowed or not?
Copy paste, yeah, control C, control V can be done. So it is
So they don't want to
just,
open the PDF, rather they want text format, तो database थोड़ा condensed form हो
each
जाएगा.
columns has been given. So what is written over there in particular column, that has to be typed over there, and everything has to be typed. So there will be a four forms are there. Auditor's report, extract of auditor's report, extract of director's report, extract of this financials, that is AOC4 form. These all are linked forms, so they have to be filed together. So fees are
And
the same.
and in financial forms, where when you are told is a full figure, like full figures we have to put.
Yes, full figures, yes.
Achha.
But your balance sheet will be in the lakhs or thousands, whatever you prepare. But in these figures, you have to give it in full figures.
अच्छा, so you have to create two balance sheets, right?
Yes,
Upload 1,000 lakhs वाली करनी है,
yes,
but
yes.
punching आपको full amount करना है.
Yes, and please note that you don't file this SD signed format balance sheet. You have to attach the full signed financials with
Signed financials, हाँ. So now that
financial.
SD concept has gone, otherwise it will
Gone
be
away, yeah.
disqualified, मतलब penalty can be charged.
Yes.
Oh,
And
that's a very important information you have shared, because people used to
first,
just Excel file को PDF में किया, नीचे SD लिख दिया.
so still many people are doing it, because when we last meeting we had it, the people, they have not taken action till yet, but that is not permitted. So there is a circular which was there in 2020 or 21, I don't recollect exactly, but they have given a circular that you don't have to attach SD financial, but these financials are to be attached, and financials along with the director's report and auditor's report also has to be attached.
Yeah, scan
So
copy of
then
that.
scan
Also.
copy and scan copy to be in the
Scan
legible
should be not a word, this thing, but it is a signed, sealed, should be scanned.
and legible form. Legible form means it should be
Readable form.
legible. It should be readable by the department, not by us.
Absolutely right, absolutely right. So you were telling के for AOC में तीनों चीज फोर में तीनों चीज भरनी है. What
There are three
additional
separate.
costs है?
There are three separate form. For director's
अच्छा,
report, there is a
within
separate form.
that वहां पे अंदर मिलेंगे
There are
साइट पे
three
हमको.
separate. There are three separate. So they will be
Okay.
attached separately. So and when you are signing this form, now the form we had a name of the form. Earlier we had a name of the. Now there is no not a name of the form. It is name form. Name is with the serial number. So while
Okay.
attaching the serial number, you don't have to change the serial numbers of the form. Otherwise, it will get corrupted.
Oh. Okay, so this is what is must. बहुत ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. Like I remember while generating form 27A from TDS, एक वो hashtag create हो जाता है. So if the process is interrupted, you have to again regenerate 27A. Else
So that
will not match and go. Correct.
because what happens now when you download it as the code is created, that code you don't have
ये
to
hash
delete it
code
because
that
if you
tag
delete
you.
that code, the code becomes corrected. As code is corrected, yeah.
हाँ.
So that if you creating that's deleted. So you have to be very careful with that. So don't change the name of the file.
Okay.
Otherwise, that form will get corrupted. And
हाँ.
you have to attach the digital signature over there in the specific column. And this for the small companies, it is not mandatory to attach the signature of the professionals.
Okay.
Professionals.
Okay. So only director
Small companies is
signature
not
can do.
mandatory, but if
Only director signature can do.
yes, director signature.
Okay.
And in a case of other companies, that is MGP7 form is there where practicing company secretary only has to sign, not in the case of small companies. Their chartered accountant signatures is not valid. Chartered accountant signatures cannot be signed, they is not supposed to sign form MGT7.
Okay.
There only
Any
company
for the
secretaries
मतलब it is MGT7 is applicable for the private
for all
company,
companies. Is
for all
annual
companies,
return.
for all companies. Okay.
MGT7 is for small companies, other than small companies.
Other than small companies. Okay.
Small companies, small other than small companies and OPC.
Okay.
It is one OPC means one person company.
I know one
So
person company.
there
The
is
nominee
there is
director
a
has to be there. So उस पर भी मुझे अपने अभी बात करनी है कि नॉमिनी डायरेक्टर का क्या सीन होना चाहिए, उसका भी केवाईसी करना पड़ेगा.
and now for the company secretary also UDI is made mandatory. So they also
अब
have to fill.
अब मैं आ ही रही थी. आई वाज अबाउट टू आस्क यू कि बट उसके पहले मेरा एक था कि what annual forms must companies file even if there is no business activity throughout the year?
So no business activity also there. Then also these all forms are required to be filed. It is mandatory. So all these forms are
Irrespective.
mandatory. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Hmm.
And is filing the accounts adoption resolution with MCA is mandatory?
See, accounts adoption resolution for limited company is mandatory.
Okay.
Other than limited company, it is voluntary. If you file, then it's fine. Otherwise, it's not mandatory. Generally, it should not be filed. But for limited company, it is mandatory. You have to file it.
So what are now तो इतना grave हो गया तो what are the implication of delayed filing under V3?
Delay in filing, the website was not working. See, so that is why extension has been given till 31st of December. So now I think now people have been now it is smoothly. I think it is going there. No complaints are coming, but sometimes it is there, but sometimes it is there. And yesterday I was talking only 30% of the annual returns has been filed till date.
Oh.
So now today is 11, so 20 days are remaining. Still 70% filing is pending. I think people are waiting for the last day to file.
No, but there were certain other deadlines were going on. That is now completed. I think today, why we came today, after the income tax return uploaded, now people are going to gear up for MCA filing. So this was the right time. I thought, okay, let's discuss some small thing which we overlook. My intention was that something which we as a professional should take care so that our subordinate or junior जब form भरते हैं तो उनको क्या ध्यान रखना है. एंड एज अ प्रोफेशनल मेरी साइन अटैच होने वाली है तो मुझे क्या प्रिकॉशन लेना है. सो दिस वाज द इंटेंशन. दिस चाय पे चर्चा वाज ऑर्गेनाइज. नाउ इससे मेरे को दिमाग में एक और एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है can filings be completed if all the directors of a company become disqualified during that span?
Suppose on the date of the filing, if the director is disqualified, all the directors are disqualified, then you cannot file the forms.
Okay.
Then you
So what is
cannot
the
file.
recourse? What is the recourse?
Recourse is there, then that you have, the recourse is very big. Then you have to conduct the meeting of the shareholders.
Hmm.
You have to appoint the director. Shareholders will appoint the directors, and then you have to approach to the registrar. The registrar will then take the form on record
Hmm.
to their power, to their, and he will place them on the record, because the digital signature of the inactive directors won't work.
Hmm.
It requires the authority of the person. Then he will take on the record with his digital signature. He will take on the record the director, and then with his he will then appoint the new, means based on the resolutions and the documents filed. The registrar will put enact him as a director, and based on this new director, the documents will be filed.
Hmm.
But the procedure will be little lengthy. It will take 2 to 3 months.
But there is a way out. See,
Yeah,
important
we
part
have
is
definitely
that
we
there's a
have.
way out.
Yes, yes.
लोगों को पता होना चाहिए कि if directors are disqualified, it is not an end of the story. They can have, like as you mentioned, shareholders can appoint the new directors and start get going the things, and
They
approach
have
the
to approach to the
registrars.
registrar. They have to
Approach the
approach to the.
registrars. So to take the forms on record. Now, as a chartered accountant or as a professionals, like company secretary also do the compliance audit, and we as a chartered accountant do statutory audit. So what precautions you will advise the audience or participants to go through while doing the ROC compliance? Because I am the auditor of that company and I am filing ROC form AOC 4.
See, one thing is that a person who is doing the audit and person who is filing the ROC form, then it becomes very easier for same person who is doing the work. Then what will happen? Then for him it is easier because he knows everything what has been done. See,
Correct.
both the persons are different, then it will be very difficult for him.
Hmm.
So then he knows that what figure, which figure, where it will go, and what has to be mentioned over there.
Hmm.
So in that case, it is easier. Then second thing, what will happen is, if he knows that what figure has to be mentioned, he has to correctly mention over there. And if any qualifications are there, then he has to be very careful that he has to mention the remarks in such a way that there is a win-win situation for both the persons, and there should not be any penalty for any persons to
Both the
be
parties.
levied.
No, but I think my question
And
was, is there any, there was something, guidelines was there, certain percentage of your fee should not exceed. So,
then there is, if you see while doing the filing work, there is annual compliance, is this annual returns filing and all. There is a good book which is there available from the Institute of Company Secretaries.
Mhm.
You have to refer to that company's book, and there is a secretarial standards which is there SS2. You can refer to that. That will give you the full guidelines as to how you can do the annual filings properly
Okay.
before doing this work. So that
वो
will be
soft
very much
copy,
helpful. And
soft copy available होगी ना, soft copy?
It is available on the company Institute of Company Secretaries website. You can download it from there. Like
Okay.
our website, there is an Institute of Company Secretaries. You can download it from there.
Now,
On the member
बोले
section,
ना,
it is available. You can download it from
as
there.
a chartered accountant, मेरे दिमाग में वही क्वेश्चन आएगा, is UDIN mandatory for ROC forms? And if every form which I sign at ROC, UDIN should be generated?
Yes, whatever is the certification of the form,
Okay.
it is mandatory. For whatever was it once it is a certification, you are certifying the form, then UDIN is mandatory for all the forms which are signing it. Now, what happens? Sometimes the resubmission also
Okay.
comes. You have submitted the forms, and for that form, similarly, resubmission also comes. Then, my knowledge, it should not be UDIN should not be generated because this is the same form you are resubmitting it. So UDIN needs to be generated only once, but it has to be generated.
No,
So
but
UDIN
if
is
there is
mandatory. You have
a,
an option. You see,
नहीं, correct, you are right, absolutely right. If principally nothing, मतलब resubmission comes for what reason, that is important.
That is important. Only it comes for any document document
Ah,
attachment or any figures which is there.
correct. So
Figures
that
which is
has
what
to be
generally
clarified.
figures
Correct.
generally it is generally what it comes resubmission comes for attachment of documents only. It doesn't come for any other purpose or any other things because it doesn't come for what has been seen till date. Na? It doesn't come for any other purpose. So thing is that
Hmm.
you have to mention in if you see in the urine generation also, na, it
Hmm.
asks for what you in the when you generate the urine.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
is asking what you are certified. You are certified. It is not, doesn't ask for any figures or figures or
Oh,
anything in
okay.
the UDI website.
Okay.
So there you don't have
So,
to mention any figures. So if you have mentioned
okay.
any figures, then it will be required. Otherwise, it's not required.
Then
And ROC,
reudin, recreation.
and in the on the ROC, this documents although there is no such requirement of mentioning of the UDI. Just like on the income tax returns or this the in the ROC
इनकम
documents.
टैक्स पोर्टल वी हैव टू नाउ अपलोड अभी जिनका जिनका 3CD गया है दे हैव टू सबमिट उसका कोई मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा ड्यू डेट सुरेश नागराल इज देयर जय जय जयप्रकाश इज देयर उसका कोई 30 डेज में करना है क्या
60
सुरेश अपने को
60 days, I suppose.
नो यूडिन जनरेट फ्रॉम आईसीआई 60 डेज बट अपना आईटी पोर्टल पे भी तो यूडिन नंबर डालना पड़ता है टैग करना पड़ता है
हाँ,
उसका भी विद इन 30 डेज है या फिर वो चलते रहता है कभी भी कर सकते हैं अपन वो इनकम टैक्स की साइट पे जाके यूडिन नंबर
okay,
पेस्ट
okay.
करना पड़ता है रे
There is no such time limit here, right?
हाँ बट स्टिल आई थिंक दे विल नो सूनर और लेटर दे विल कम विद दैट आल्सो एंड दे शुड ना
सजेशन डाल दो उसमें कि इनकम टैक्स इतना तुमने नहीं रखा है मैडम इज वेटिंग फॉर सम सजेशन
तो सुरेश यू हैड सम क्वेश्चन
Uh, Sir, if the in the company if two directors are there and if other director is not cooperating, in that case, so what is the situation?
now you have to at least two directors minimum two directors signature is required so if there is a majority of the persons are holding the shares you have to appoint one more director and you have to get this because two directors is mandatory.
Okay.
જયપ્રકાશ તારે કોઈ ક્વેશ્ચન છે
ગુડ ઇવનિંગ સર કેમ છો
ગુડ ઇવનિંગ બસ મજામાં અંકલ બોલ શું કે છે
સર આ ચાર્જ આપણે જે ક્રિએટ ઓકે આઈ વિલ આસ્ક ઇન ઇંગ્લિશ ઓનલી સો there are some charges created and the charge holder companies are no more in existence.
why
Like Bank of Tokyo was there earlier, now it is not there. Then there are some few.
नहीं but Bank of Tokyo why it is not it is gone merged with somebody or what has
No,
happened
it has gone out of India now. Bank of Tokyo has closed down Indian business long back. So
okay
but charges are there. So there are so many, I mean, financial companies also in Gujarat. They, I mean, there are some financial companies who have lent funds to company and charges are created, but those companies are dismantled or merged with some other companies, and there are no other trace. So how to go about it?
see if the companies has been merged
Huh.
then you can take the NOC letter from the merged companies along with the certificate of incorporation
So
NOC and you
there
can
is
file it.
nobody, there is no absolutely no response from those lenders.
No, you have to do it. You have to approach because there has in many cases it has happened. They are giving it. You have to request and convince him, and you get to get it done. There is no other option available.
I think they should, the ROC should come out with some amnesty or something because there are thousands of companies who are just waiting for close down
ठीक है चलो
and they
वांधो
have
नहीं
to
सारो
just
point
carry out because of
got
the
it
charge.
चलो let us do something about it चलो सरस हाँ
Yeah.
भाई બીજું બોલો કર શું કઈ ચલો
Biju sir, this DigiLocker, everyone, all are using DigiLocker. Why this MCA is not using?
it will come in MCA4 planning માં છે
Because the document, there are so many queries for documentation mismatch.
one there is one proposal which is going on હવે આ તો રેકોર્ડિંગ થાય છે એટલે બોલીશ નહીં નકામો નકામો પછી બધું પ્રોબ્લેમ
I
આવશે
see you reply
એવું
also.
એને જ કરી નાખશે.
કાંઈક એવું ગવર્મેન્ટ એવું કંઈક પ્લાનિંગ કરી રહી છે કે એક જ જગ્યાએ ડોક્યુમેન્ટ અપલોડ કરો, બધી જગ્યાએ એક કોમન એક્સેસ કરી લો. ગવર્મેન્ટનું અત્યારે પ્લાનિંગ એવું છે અત્યારે.
સેન્ટ્રલ
वो तो अभी नया आधार आ रहा है ना।
સેન્ટ્રલ ગવર્મેન્ટ અત્યારે એવું છે બધી સિસ્ટમમાં કે એક જ જગ્યાએ તમે અપલોડ કરી લો, કોઈ બીજી જગ્યાએ અપલોડ કરવાનું નહીં, બધી
હા,
જગ્યાએ
બધી
કોમન એક્સેસ થઈ જશે.
ગવર્મેન્ટ એજન્સી ત્યાંથી શેર કરે.
ગવર્મેન્ટનું અત્યારે પ્લાનિંગમાં તો ચાલે છે. અત્યારે જો સક્સેસફુલ થઈ ગયો તો બધા આપણી લાઈફ સુખી થઈ જશે, પબ્લિકની લાઈફ સુખી થઈ જશે. એ ચાલે છે અત્યારે, પણ ક્યારે ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ થશે ખબર નથી. ચાલે છે, પ્લાનિંગમાં છે.
It's good sign, no? At the end of the day, everybody will be happy and benefited, you know?
હા છે આપણું સજેશન ઓલરેડી ગયું છે. આપણું સજેશન ગયું છે, ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ ક્યારે થશે એ જોવાનું છે.
So now, any participant other than those who we are talking, anyone has any specific query, sir? Like Paras, Vivek, or Semil? AM corporate service, no, I don't know.
I think last time 1 or 2 3 weeks back only, I think Prime Minister also has referred to that we are coming up with the such thing in the Mann Ki Baat એમાં કોઈ એમ હતું કરીને. We are planning for that કરીને.
They are
હતું નહીં.
also changing now. Aadhaar will be now with new.
કોઈનામાં હતું કે એમના ડિસ્કશનમાં હતું કે we are planning to do in such a way that again and again people should not ask for this and
Correct.
reference હતું કરીને.
So
એટલે પોઝિટિવ સાઇન છે, એટલે ગમે ત્યારે બી આવી જશે. It will come anytime.
So any thing else you will like to share, Avinash sir? Otherwise, we'll like to end this session.
First thing is that, sir, we don't wait for the last days for the filing, because now already 11th is there. Because last days generally the websites are not working, which is all we know it. So, and second thing I want to say that the form, when you're filing it, I would suggest that file it with the director's approval and take the director's signature and director's authority only to file the forms. And third thing is that when you are doing only ROC work of any client, take the authority, because our institute's guidance note is there that third person doing the third person's certification work, and you are filling the forms. So you refer to that certificate which is given, relying on the work of the third person's or the audit, because then you are certifying any third person's work.
Right.
Because when you are signing the forms and you are relying on the third person's work which is done, and you are certifying that form, so please attach that certificate along with when you are filing the forms. That is my view, that you should have attached that report, that you are certifying basis on the work which is done by the third person, because you are certifying the form which is work which is done by the third person. So that report also has to be attached with that form. That is one thing. And that late fees are there, and one common mistake which is made, that after incorporation of the company, generally many people are not filing commencement of business certificate form. That is, the company is formed, business started, everything is started, and they fail to forget. And after 2-3 years, the query comes that now you give this form. At that time, they realize it, and the penalty, then it runs into lakhs of. Generally, the penalty is restricted for that form is only 12 times. So that is good. But the thing is that in that case, then you cannot actually legally you cannot commence the business after that. But if that any action has been taken, then you have to, that company is already become a different company, and different company is doing the business. So legal action can be taken against that company, that how can a different company is doing the business. So that action can be taken, because you will not be able to, in V2 was allowing to all types of filing. V2 was allowing you to file any type of document, V2 was allowing it. But V3 won't allow, because when you go to file annual returns, then V3 will tell that first you file that old form. If you has not filed the compliant, this commencement of certificate form is not filed, then any type of compliance form, it will not allow you to file any form. So at that time, you will realize that now this big blunder has happened. So this type of all this restrictions are there on the V3 website. So if you forget to file any of the chain of documents in the line, V3 doesn't allow. So these are the restrictions which have been put in the V3 website. This is the biggest chain. So suppose if you have to, I'll in simple language, I will say, suppose you have to go to Churchgate in the train, then you cannot miss Andheri station in between. You have to travel, you have to travel to Andheri. Directly you cannot go to the Churchgate. So that is the process flow you have to follow. So that process flow you cannot skip any process flow. चलो आज ये कर देते बाद में इसको देखा जाएगा. This will not happen in V3. So you have to follow step by step. Now ये गलती हो गया तो ये गलती कैसे, ये गलती कैसे, ये गलती कैसे. Earlier तो उसमें V2 was allowing it everything. In OC XBRL XML file, whether lakh balance sheet or rupees balance sheet, lakh balance sheet only. Rupees balance sheet is not required. Lakh balance sheet only. Same the XBRL, if you go with XBRL and all, this is the in lakh balance sheet only it will go.
But he has got the error when he has put the lake wala balance sheet.
It said to, it has to, because I filed it, it took the balance sheet. Which software you are using it?
So
Sir,
depend on the software.
this in this current year's filing, AOC 4 and MGT 7A, they have blocked all type of
Yes,
automation.
second biggest problem here in that, see, biggest problem here in V3 is that, see, small company definition, you have to take of the previous year. Turnover definition, capital definition has to be considered for the previous year. But website does not recognize previous year, website recognizes current year. And it allows you to, it requires you to take the definition of the current year, but as per the guidelines of the MCA, it requires MCA, it has to be taken for the previous year. So when you are filing the forms, though the forms, only the thing is not much more different is there. And if the company is a small company, you have to file MGT 7A. But it raises no, you have to file form 7. So when you are filing a form 7, you just file form 7, but say that because of a system error, I am compelled to file form 7. I am filing form 7, but this is your system error. Identify over there. You tell them that this is a system mistake, because of the system mistake, I am compelled to file. Because tomorrow, suppose if penalty action has been taken, you will not be held responsible. And attach the screenshot over there. This system is not allowing anything which is happening over there, because on the last day, suppose you are filing the form and these errors come. So this will be a problem. Second thing, suppose if I have any problem in MCA portal, raise the ticket. Our institute has hired almost around, is working, our company law governance committee is there. They have set up a MCA team, is working 24 this from morning 9 o'clock till evening 6 o'clock. Any issues are there, you raise the ticket and you send a query, fill up the Google form. And send a query if it is not resolved within 2 days. Your query will be highlighted and will be posted to the higher authorities, and your issue will be resolved. Almost around 2,50,000 rupees, around 2,50,000 rupees is spent by the institute to they make this website work accurately. So this is the amount is spent since the month of January 2025. So institute is all institute, that is even Institute of Company Secretaries, Institute of Chartered Accountants India, the people are working to see that this website becomes normal. So this is the workforce which has been put on to make this portal work normal. So see that all the efforts are being taken care of. So I'll give you this link. I will share you the link within a day. I'll send the link to Vanna, and it is there on the. I'll share the link with the Vanna. Then you can the links are available, and if any issues are not getting resolved, you can directly join the team's link with the institute, and they will help you to resolve your queries. Fine.
So that comes to an end for this insightful Charcha. Thank you for being such an engaged and curious audience. So now MCA V3 may look overwhelming, but once we understand the logic behind the changes and adapt our processes, compliance becomes smooth and predictable. So we have to remember technology is evolving, system will also evolve, and as a professional, we must evolve with them. So the goal should not be just filing the forms, but to build a practice that is efficient, compliant, and future ready. So until we meet again, I want to thank everyone. The questions should be there, and this is why Chai Pe Charcha keeps continuing. You should be curious, compliant, and keep learning. And let's combine to learn together, collaborate, and empower each other. Stay tuned.
Thanks. Okay. Chalo, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye bye.